welcome to episode 17 of the Burress Law Life and Friends podcast. And today I have Hejl, partner with the firm, with us, but not by design.
Not by design, but if you believe in those things, it's important that I be on episode 17 because that was my high school football number.
Okay, all right.
It all makes sense.
Now, so when you were place kicker on the football team, what position were you?
Quarterback.
Oh, you were quarterback.
I was.
Were you starting quarterback?
I was starting quarterback from my sophomore year.
Oh, that's really cool. So starting quarterback. Well, we got to do a football deal for your son too. So we got to bring him in, and we just had this big birthday party at the ranch. And so,
one of my favorite places is the ranch. So
yeah, we did.
I've told you before. Out there.
Imagine just making this Field of Dreams football deal, and I hand paint it, and it was so my back still hurts. But it was a ton of fun playing football. And this time, Jim likes being quarterback so much that Jim just decided to be all-time quarterback. Nobody else could get in, so you have to fight Jim to be quarterback. But so we are here today. We were supposed to have one of our best clients, former clients, back with us to talk, and we had a last-minute emergency. So texted Kyle, said, come on down. And he goes, what do we want to talk about? Said, I have no clue. We got here and we were asked maybe to do a prep session. We decided not to do that. And so what would you like to talk about?
Oh man, there's so many things. You want to talk about work? You want to talk about other stuff?
I'm really good with whatever you want to talk about.
I mean, the big thing since the last episode I've been on is we've had 3 or 4 trials. 4. Yeah, 4. We have 3 plaintiff verdicts, and then the one that they avoided, this was all states. I love that. But the one that they avoided the verdict, which is going to be really bad, they paid $100,000 over the policy and also over the jurisdictional limit to get out of it on the last day of trial, which just tickled us to death. And that was for an officer, so that was really important. Yeah, we had 4 trials in 6 months. The last one sometime in February. Mid-February. In January and February, we did 2 trials in 4 weeks, which is a lot for us.
Yeah, it's hard because we prepare for these things. A lot of people don't know. Somebody was just asking me last week. They're like, gosh, this has just got to be so much fun to be able to do this. And you just wake up. It really means literally like you just wake up and you go do this trial. I'm like, well, the problem is there's like 2 hard weeks to really get ready.
Yeah,
it's hard.
And then 2 hard weekends. I mean, it's
And then when you get back, you get this little pat on the back, and then you look and your email is like 1,000 deep, and it takes so much effort to get out from under all the stuff that you had to push on the back burner. So there's that. But I think we're getting a little quicker, and I think we're doing. I think the team has really rallied around us. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. It's been a couple of months now since we did the last of the 4, and I'm really proud of what we were able to accomplish.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We got some great results. We got some good team members, paralegals that didn't have trial experience, now have trial experience, that type of thing. So, it was good all the way around. Other than that, staying busy, building the new building. Got that going on. Yeah, we had the building construction got underway. Before we hit that, I just wanted to agree with you on getting teammates experience. Josh has been to trial with us. I don't remember him doing much in this one, but for at least 2 he did, and at least 1 he took a witness. I feel like he may have taken a witness in another one, but just really seeing how we do it. We brought we brought a paralegal to trial for the first time, which I really liked that, David. And he did a great job.
Yeah.
That's a tough trial. We're not in McKinney when we're trying it. We're out in Wood County.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
In a hotel and trying to make technology work from there when you're doing stuff after hours. And I thought he did a great job. Yeah, and 2 of the 4 were on the road, and really our
the fourth best result of the 4 trials is the one that I think we've gotten the most bump from, because our opposing counsel, not to say names or anything, but our opposing counsel has said it over and over and over that he does not want another trial, and it certainly does not want one here. And he's really doing what he can do to educate his adjusters on cases that they have with us to, I don't want to say overpay, but to pay very full value on those cases. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that makes a difference when you can say, man, I tried a case against those boys and they're going to bring their A game and we could be in some real trouble. I mean, it makes a difference. As a former defense lawyer, I can tell you, part of the assessment of the case is opposing counsel. Are they bringing value to the case, or are they going to be serviceable, or are they going to be mistake rating?
Yeah. And I think that respect goes both ways, and we've got our respect too, and it's really been a good experience. I mean, I feel better this year than I felt I was last year, and better last year than I was the year. It's just like we're in a good spot where, whether it's new lawyers coming on and go, hey, look, we're trying more cases, and we're going to be trying more cases, and we've got a formula that really works really well. And I just think there's a lot of good that comes from trying cases.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And it's frankly, coming out of COVID, I don't know anybody who's tried 4 cases right out of the box like we did.
No, I know there's a lot of guys that it's starting to catch up to them. It just seems like it caught up to us a little bit sooner, and it's probably because of our approach to we're going to be ready. If you say go, we're not asking for a continuance. We don't want a continuance. We want to try the case. Yeah,
and these continuances, the court does continuances. One party will ask for a continuance. We had continuances asked for in all 4 of those trials, by the way. And we said no and did everything we could do not to have other trials go before ours, not to agree to continuances. I mean, like, we really wanted to go to trial in those cases, and we did.
Story for another time, but that's where the legend of Jason Burress grew.
We had a good time. What else? Have we had any other news? Breaking news?
Well, you just got a 7-figure plus deal.
Yeah, we did. It was a really good result into the 7 figures. It was a really good result. That's our 9th or 10th one in the last, I'm going to say 14 or 15 or 16 months. So it's been a really good, run, and that was a dangerous case. And what I like about that is our client is over the moon. He's super fired up about it, and that makes me happy because I know that we did the right thing. It's hard though, because you spend all those hundreds of hours on a bigger case, and you know exactly how you're going to try it, and you're excited, and you've put all the work in. Now the only thing you got to do is go try the case, and the other side asks for a second mediation, and you're like, no, we're not paying to do this. And then the other side goes, we'll pay your side too. We'll pay our side and we'll pay your side. And we go back and we're like, we've never even heard of this before. Right. How do we not attend? We have to attend. We have to do right by our clients. And so we do that, and they make it all go away. I mean, like, they make it all go away, and it's great for our client.
Yeah, no, that's the hard part is when you're ready to try it, but they turn around and do something that's in the client's best interest. Well, our job is always the client's best interest, and I have some great trials that never got there.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah, because at the end of the day, the dirty little secret is generally the insurance companies decide which ones go to trial,
right,
because they have the checkbook. And if they are going to overpay you to settle the claim, then they can do that because we have to advise our clients well, that's what we're paid to do. And if they're paying a lot of money, then we have to advise them accordingly. And so sometimes we have to take the harder ones to trial.
Right.
So that's kind of the way that works. So we can't put this announcement out till May the 1st, but we can decide when this podcast goes out. So even though we're a couple days away, I think we just go ahead and talk about the big news.
I think you're absolutely right.
Well, go ahead. Do the honors.
No. It's Burress law.
Well, we have a really important person in my life. He actually hired me while I was in law school. He was the co-founder of a really great defense firm out of Dallas. They had other locations too, but he's just a really, really great lawyer, very influential, has trained up a bunch of lawyers. And I mean, he's a fantastic lawyer and knows a lot about litigation, has tried cases in virtually every state in the country, was the lead guy for GM and for many, many years, tried cases for them everywhere, and Freightliner, Thomas Built Buses, ConocoPhillips, a lot of bigger companies, and he was the guy. He was the man. He was certainly the man at that firm, and it was a firm full of really, really great lawyers. Lots of them are still there. But Kyle Dreyer, my mentor, joined our firm, and I'm fired up about it.
Yeah, it's a massive addition to bring on that caliber lawyer for us. I've been trained, was blessed to be trained by some guys that are really, really good at what they do. And I get to learn even more stuff from Kyle. But every time I sit down and talk with him, whatever issue it is, he always thinks of something I never thought of, or thinks about a different angle that I never thought. It's just unbelievable. And I've been doing this for 17 years, and I can't tell you how many of these types of cases I've seen. And I think I got it. And he goes, "Did you think about this?" And I'm like, "Dadgum, I feel like a first-year lawyer again."
It was funny. We were having a meeting. So Kyle's been here for a while. We haven't announced it for a couple of reasons. But we're having this powwow on this particular case that we like a lot, that we think is a 7-figure case. We're pretty darn sure it is. And so not to get into case names or anything, but we're talking about issues in that case, and we're talking about how to handle a certain issue. And this case is going on, so I have to really be careful of how much I say. But anyway, so Kyle Dreyer starts speaking and starts kind of going through his analysis. And I just, because it's been 15 years since we've worked together.
Right.
And I just stop him and I just say, "By the way, I know exactly where this is going." And everybody's kind of like, "Wait, what?" And I said, "I'm just going to write it down. I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper. I'm going to fold up the piece of paper, and then I'm going to hand the piece of paper to Tricia as to where this is going." I do it, give it to Tricia, and Dreyer gets done with it, and we're all kind of laughing and giggling. He's like, "Okay, so I think we ought to, postpone the mediation and do this, and this." And Tricia pulls it out and it says, "Postpone mediation and do this." And I'm like, okay, well, if nothing else, at least I learned well, and we still have that same train of thought. And just for me, it's a really cool thing, because if you have somebody who trained you, who literally was responsible for your development, for your ability to pay your mortgage, your, getting you off on the right foot in your legal career, and then 20 years later, that person joins you, and it's not like he's 82, he's 62, like he's in his prime, and to get him when he's so capable is just incredible. And like, he's a great locker room guy.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. He's funny. He's a lot of fun to just hang out with. I always love, when he's in the office and we can talk about anything from hockey to, football to basketball to wherever. So it's great. It's great to have Kyle on the team.
But he does intimidate people. We went and did this deal where somebody new comes on board. We take everybody, and it's always a surprise, and we take them down to this custom clothier, and we'll buy a suit, or we'll buy a sports coat and custom jeans or something. But we'll do it up, and there's kind of a bar in there. It's a lot of fun. It's just a guy's day, and so Bob, who owns this clothier company, handles Dryer, and he's in there with Dryer for an hour or whatever. Dryer comes out, and anyway, when we talk afterwards, I'm like, yeah, isn't Kyle great? And he's funny and this and that, and they're like, yeah, we got none of that at all. He was totally serious and this and that, and I'm reminded that he can intimidate people. For sure, like people will be. I can now. I was remembering. I'm like, yeah, people could be afraid to go in his office and stuff. I don't think he means it though.
No, he's direct, but I've been accused of that, so I'd sympathize. I was called intimidating not too long ago, which just is unbelievable to me. But okay.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is, I think Dryer is not used to not being in control, and he did not know that we were going down to do that. It was a surprise. And he kept asking, where are we going? What are we doing? And so anyway, we go down there. So he's totally out of his element and does that. And so, yeah, I don't know that we got to see the, most jovial side of him, but it was just fun. I thought that was a great day. What was it? It was earlier this week, I think.
Tuesday, maybe.
Tuesday or Monday, maybe Monday, but it was a really good time.
Yeah, it was. It's always a good time down there. So
it is. It really is. I didn't like the music, but they had some kind of weird music going on. I'm like, just play Waylon. Just play Willie. I mean, but we had something going on in there.
It was pretty close to 422. They should have been playing Willie.
They should have been playing Willie. You're exactly right. So, and also Dryer is a professor at Baylor Law, which I think is a really cool thing. I mean, to have somebody with his trial experience, his legal chops, his knowledge on litigation management, and also scaling the growth of a firm is really big. And then the fact that he teaches at Baylor, I think, is a really big deal. I mean, wow, what a win for us.
Huge addition. But I mean, besides Dryer, the team just keeps growing. So by every measure that I can see, we continue to grow, whether it's a pandemic or not. So I'm glad to be out of that. But, through it all, we continue to get bigger and better. Yeah,
I agree. What else? Anything else on your mind? I'm trying to see. We've got 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
I don't know. Any new good music you've heard?
I'm a big fan of Midland.
I am too. I'm a big fan of Midland.
Yeah. And I was such a big fan that I was going to bring them in. And then I found out how big of a fan that they are of them. And then it was like, how about $100,000? I was like, wait, what? What? Nobody, half the people think you're a city, not a band.
Get Willie for that.
I mean, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So there's this other band. Gosh, I'm gonna Brothers Osborne.
Never heard of them.
Okay.
Look them up.
I had never heard of them either. And all my friends said they were talking about this concert that they went to, I think like at Choctaw or one of the Indian reservation places, and they are Indian casinos. And so they said, this Brothers Osborne, they go, if you like Midland, you will love Brothers Osborne. And I knew right then that was trouble. Like, sure. Don't tell me if you like Midland, you're going to love Brothers Osborne. And I listened to this band, and they were terrible. I mean, it was like the worst that you would hear of Brooks and Dunn, like when they're at their worst, like when actually Ronnie Dunn is singing, like it's that type of thing.
Okay.
There was nothing about it did not sound like Midland at all. But check out Brothers Osborne if you want to love Midland. That's what I would say. I'd love to have Midland come, though. I really would.
Yeah, they've got a cool sound with the harmony and the way it's a little bit older country sound, and I like it. It's just something about it.
Did you know? So the lead singer, I don't know his name, but the lead singer of Midland is the neighbor of Kevin Fowler, who's our buddy.
I did know that.
Did you know, Fowler told me, he goes, by the way, he goes, that lead singer, whatever his name was, he goes, that lead singer, he was a Calvin Klein underwear model. Have you ever heard that? You didn't know that? Yeah. How do you know that?
Because Kevin Fowler's drummer is from my hometown of Taylor, Texas.
Okay.
And so every time they come up, he and I have very similar conversations.
Dudes dudes who are underwear models?
Yeah, we talk about underwear models mostly. And it's a short list of people that we know, so his name pops up.
His name pops up every time. Oh, all right. Well, we do have a Christmas party, other than I haven't signed the contract, but it's a Christmas party. I feel very solid that we're going to do it and we're going to get it done.
When has a contract ever gotten in our way?
We didn't even do a contract last time. We had 2 deals with Fowler. We did not do a contract. And the day of, they're like, we don't have a contract. We're like, well, here's the check. Do we need a contract? Look, nah, we don't need a contract. So contracts, contracts. December 9th, I'm pretty sure. Friday night. It's on a Friday night. I think it's December 9th.
I know it's December 9th. I don't know what day of the week.
And I'm looking for a backup band. I'm looking for an opener. That's what I'm looking for. So do you know any openers?
Austin Cunningham.
Austin. I was thinking about maybe having Austin at the after party.
That's not a bad idea.
Which I thought would be really cool.
Yeah.
Like go to Local Yokel, the deal that we did. Right. I'm for sticking with what works. I like something that works really well. I'm going to be there the next year too. I like maybe doing Austin there, and then like who could we get? Fowler said you ought to talk to Daryl Dodd, and I was like, Daryl Dodd. Have you ever heard of Daryl Dodd?
I have heard of Daryl Dodd. I can't think of any of his songs.
It's the one about boots, the boots that. I got my son in the audience here. They're so shiny that they're a mirror reflection.
Yeah.
That song?
Maybe.
It's a really good boot. It's Tony Lama Boots.
Yes, you're refreshing my memory.
Okay.
I know the name. I just can't.
It's one of the greatest songs ever, but that's what I do know. He sings that one. And I was like, well, I go, do you have his number? And he's like, no, but he's around. So, I mean, that's what Fowler told me. He's like, no, I don't have it, but he's around. And then he goes, and then he sends me another text. He goes, P.S., I don't know if he has a band or not anymore. I'm like, well, he goes, but he's really cool, and he'll go out drinking with us afterwards. So I said, okay.
The name that pops into my head is Max Stalling.
Max would be great. My buddy Bill Morton was the drummer for Max Stalling, so we could get Max in 2 seconds. I feel quite confident.
You went Max, Kevin. I think that's
That'd be good.
A good lineup.
Is Max in Austin?
I don't know.
Bet he is. That's a great idea. I will call Bill when we get out of here and see if we can get Max Stalling. And that is how programming works at the
That's right.
Christmas party. We did it. All right, man. Enjoyed it. Thanks for filling in when we had an emergency. It's all, by the way, when they don't show up, it's always an emergency. It's always at the last minute. You have 30 minutes and like, oh, we've got an emergency situation here, emergency. So thank you all for sticking with us. Thanks for listening. And Luke, come over here and do your deal. Come over here and do your deal because I don't know how to do it. Just don't trip. But this is the main thing that you need to hear. Come on. Come on. Tell them what to do. Tell them what to do in the microphone. Come right here.
Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and see you in the next one.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all very much.